The second lifestyle choice that I wanted to look at is that of smoking. We know that smoking can seriously damage your health, and many people would argue this is absolutely the definition of a lifestyle choice. No one is forced to smoke. Um, and we know that their smoking rates have decreased massively over the UK in recent years, particularly since the ban on smoking indoors in public areas. But they've decreased far quicker in richer areas than in poorer ones. So if we look at the number of smokers in each social class, in social class C1, there are only 0.8 million male smokers and 0.5 million female smokers. But when we go down to C2, the next social class down the ladder, there's 1.5 million male smokers and 1.8 million female smokers. So as you go down the ladder, the likelihood that you smoke increases. All right. So we know that people who are less well off are more likely to smoke than people who are more well off. So individualists would argue, well, there's your reason why they have poorer health outcomes. They're choosing to smoke. And we know that smokers are more likely to contract heart disease, cardiopulmonary disorders, various cancers, and long-term smokers have on average a life expectancy that is 10 years shorter than non-smokers. So smoking is on average reduces your life expectancy by 10 years and your healthy life expectancy in terms of how long you can expect to be healthy by significantly more. Collectivists would argue that just saying that people who are less well off are choosing to smoke, and that's why these health inequalities exist, is really reductionist and kind of just wrong. Yes, smoking rates are higher among lower social classes, but that's not just because they like smoking more. It's not that, they're like, oh yeah, I just love smoking, it's great. Um, and research suggests that in lower social classes, those in lower social classes tend to smoke cigarettes far more intensely due to their high relative value. So what happens is because a cigarette is worth more to somebody who has less money because it takes up a larger percentage of their money. These people will tend to smoke them much more intensely, which means that they have a much higher level of nicotine dependency and so are more likely to get addicted and find it harder to give up cigarettes. And we also know that lower class smokers who are less well off, are much less able to afford therapy like nicotine patches, other devices like cigarettes and things like that, designed to help them stop smoking. Cigarettes are still a lot cheaper, and so it's actually a lot harder for those who are less well off to quit smoking. Now, it's not clear what the impact of new technology like vaping and things like that has had on this. We don't really have enough data on that. But collectivists would argue that yes, people in lower social classes are more likely to smoke, but it's much more complicated than just, oh, they're choosing to smoke and therefore they have worse health. And this also doesn't explain why, all the people in social class E and who are less well off who don't smoke, why they also have worse health than richer people. Remember as well, it may also be that richer people who smoke are less likely to get ill. And if they do get ill, they are more likely to be able to get the treatment that they need and to make the changes to the rest of their life that they need because of the privilege of the money that they have.